Hello and welcome to Alpha Bravo Pinball. My name is Andre, and yes, today we're back at the workbench. We're going to put together a toolkit for pinball. Whether you just bought your first machine or like me, pinball has kind of sort of taken over your life. Yes, I'll give you some ideas of what tools can be useful as a pinball owner. Let's get started. All right, before I show any one tool, one thing you're going to notice in my tool set here is they're all from different brands. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not affiliated with any tool company, and all my tools are different colors. So whatever I show, I'm sure you can find in your favorite brand. If you just bought your first pinball machine, you might be wondering, of all of the different tools I'm showing here, what do you actually need? Well, believe it or not, of all of these tools, there's only one you need that allows you to fully set up any modern new pinball machine, and that is a wrench. The game is going to come with the legs detached, and you need a wrench to attach to the legs of the game. It's as simple as that. There's two popular options that people tend to use, either a combination wrench such as this one here, or a ratchet wrench with a socket such as this one here. Even though I have a fancy gear wrench here with a ratcheting box end, I heavily favor the ratchet driver with the socket. And the reason is simple. If I get a bolt right here with the combination wrench, I don't know how well you can see that on camera here, but it needs to be aligned very precisely. The moment you go beyond the head of that bolt, it is not working anymore. That is simply not an issue with the socket. Of course, you can't miss. You never have instances where you're turning the wrench and nothing's happening. So that's why I favor the socket. The size that you need is a 5/8 inch, and that is true for any modern game, 1990s or newer. If you have a very old game, some would use 9/16 as well. But just with those two sizes, you're good for 99% of games out there. Next, something that is not a tool per se, but since we're covering the bare essentials here, I'm going to mention it, a cleaning product. This is Novus One, something that a lot of pinball nerds use to clean their playfields. Definitely belongs in your tool bag. Novus One is a plastic cleaner, but you can use it on your playfield. You can use it on ramps. Obviously, the plastics of the game, spray it onto your microfiber cloth, and you're good to go. The only thing to keep in mind, you don't want to get any liquid in the wood of the playfield. The playfield is sealed, so the top side is fine. As long as you're not, shooting a bunch of liquid into the holes of the game, you'll be all right. All right, one last essential item that's not a tool just to cover here that you should have either in your tool bag or not far away is a rubber ring kit. Rubber rings in the game are consumable item. So that is to say that they get dirty and then they crumble, and after that they break. So you definitely want to have some spares on hand. Note that you can buy these in game-specific kits or in generic kits. The generic kits tend to have more rings per dollar, so that's what I favor myself to have on hand. And that's it. Those are your essentials. If you're buying, especially if you have a new game, a new in-box game, or pretty recent game, you've got your 5/8 inch wrench, your cleaning product, and your rubber rings, and you could be very good to go for many years. With that said, eventually something will break. You're going to have to do repairs. You're going to have to do a deeper cleaning. Maybe you have an older game. You're going to go under the hood. So that's what the rest of the stuff on this table is for. Let's get right to it. First of all, screwdrivers. Yes, when you take apart a game, you're going to need a million different types of screwdrivers. Obviously, your standard Phillips head, that goes without saying. But there are situations in which these aren't going to cut it, and you're going to be faced with a lot trickier situations. And so that's where some of the other tools that I have here are useful for. I will mention the flexible head. Sometimes that there's other parts in the way you simply can't get to a particular screw or nut, and the flexible head can go around mechanisms and get you to that screw. Super useful to have on hand. Another one is the close access driver here. This is a 90-degree ratcheting little tool that accepts a screwdriver bit. Obviously, if you're going in for a nut or a bolt, you can use a small wrench. But what if it's a Phillips head that you need to get in there? Your little wrench is not going to work. So this will accept any standard tool bit. Very, very handy to have on hand for those situations. The Stubby, for the same reason, this is on a lot simpler tool, obviously, but the Stubby screwdriver that accepts a bit will also get into some tight quarters that you can't otherwise get to. Now, I'll mention a tool that's kind of more optional to have, but sure is nice, and that is these nut drivers here. A lot of nuts and bolts are kind of what hold together the top side of the game, the bottom side of the game, and you can use kind of a tool set. I have one down here. This is what a lot of new owners, I think they maybe already have, as you know, lying around the house or whatnot, that this has pretty much all the sizes that you need. And this will work, absolutely. It's just that not all the nuts on the game are the same size. And so if it comes to switching bits constantly over and over and over, that gets old real fast. And so the nut driver is basically just a screwdriver, but it's designed for a particular size. And there's 4 common sizes in pinball. These 4 will, again, get you through 99% of what you need. I'll put the sizes up on screen, and the best part is that the 4 common sizes for pinball happen to be included in many popular sets. These are the Klein ones that, you know, a lot of sets will come in like a 6-pack or whatnot of 6 different sizes, but the 4 that I'm putting up on screen are the 4 that you should get as a pinball owner. Now, when you're reaching in there and you've got your screw out, it's a tight access, you can barely see. You get the screw out, and the next thing you know, it falls into some deep crevice buried in a mechanism. This is where the magnetic tool comes in real handy. This is a little telescoping magnet on a stick, and will allow you to just kind of reach right in there and pick up a screw or whatnot that's fallen. Very, very useful. Now on the topic of being able to see, depending on your environment and what the thing is that you're trying to take apart, having some extra light can really, really help you see the work at hand. A lot of pinball nerds kind of swear by headlamps. Maybe this comes out of the arcade days, that arcades were dark. I tend to not be a huge fan of headlamps, but if you are going to get one, I do recommend one with a wide beam angle, such as this one. The wide beam angle helps reduce shadows. You know, some of them are more the spotlight kind. This one happens to have both. The spotlight just means you have to kind of, as soon as you move your head a little bit, like the beam is no longer pointing at the thing that you're working on, not so great. So not a huge fan of headlights myself. What I tend to favor are power tool lights, such as this one here. These run off my power tool batteries that I already have. This moves around and is adjustable. Tons and tons of light. And at 2 different intensities here. And because you can kind of just set it down, and the thing that shoots the light out is pretty big, it does a great job. It runs off of tool batteries, so it just runs forever. Really, really like this light. Okay, now for a pretty specialized tool here, which I will put down on the table. This is a leaf switch adjustment tool. Whether you're adjusting the switch on a pop bumper or the switch on stand-up targets, a lot of switches inside a pinball machine are leaf switches, which is basically just 2 blades of metal. Those blades can be bent and adjusted to adjust the gap between the two, and getting the precise gap is critical to these working as they should. This leaf switch tool just gets right in there. You can use needle nose pliers. They tend to be a little thicker, and this tool is specifically designed, purpose-built for this. Works great. Highly recommend. Next, soldering irons. Even if you're not a pro at circuit board repairs, as a pinball machine owner, sooner or later, you're going to have a wire to solder. Under the playfield, there's tons of vibration from the different mechanisms, and it's not uncommon that you'll get a cold solder joint, something will break, and this is pretty easy soldering, honestly, so if you've never done any soldering, pinball is an ideal place to learn. I used to use a big Weller soldering station. Now it's been relegated to set decoration. I've long moved on to these USB soldering irons, such as this one here. This is the Finisary USB soldering iron. One of the really nice things that I like about this kit is it includes different tips. And you know, there's some very fine tips for soldering irons. Mostly if you're doing circuit board repair, not the best for pinball. If you're under the play field, you tend to be soldering some bigger, beefier parts, and having a wedge tip that's bigger is what I would recommend. And this comes with it. One of the really nice things about these USB powered soldering irons, first of all, unlike the very old school soldering irons, these are what's called direct heat, and so they heat up within seconds of powering on. Super, super handy. The other thing is, you might notice this cord here. This is a USB-C cord, which means you can power it off a USB power bank. Super, super handy if you don't have an outlet nearby. The outlets, you know, tend to be behind the games, not in front of them. Some games have service outlets in them that you can plug in your soldering iron directly into the cabinet of the machine. That's not true of all games, however. So having something like this that'll just work everywhere, super, super handy. And if you are going to be soldering wires together, please don't cover that joint after the fact with electrical tape. The pro way to do it is definitely heat shrink tubing. Get yourself one of these kits, and then you can either use a heat gun. If you don't have one, I use a barbecue lighter. It works great, and that is the way to make kind of a permanent, super professional looking joint. And by the way, when you're going to be soldering wires together, maybe you had to cut some zip ties to get access to those wires. So having some spare zip ties on hand. They're all over the place underneath your playfield if you take a look, so have some of these on hand as well. And if you're going to be cutting zip ties and soldering wires together, how could I forget in my tool spread? You're going to need a wire cutter and a wire stripper. Here are the ones that I use. I like the flush cut style wire cutter. The flush cut has no bevel on the cutting edge side. And then I really like this Klein wire stripper. One motion, cuts into the insulation and pulls it away. There's a cutting tool for different gauge wire, and it's perfect for pinball. All right, next we have this little guy. What is this little yellow tool? Let me give you a hint. This is what I keep it in. This is a spare fuse set. Especially if you have an older game, 90s or even older, fuses will sometimes just go bad. And sometimes you replace the fuse with the correct one, and it's the sign of deeper trouble if the fuse blows again, of course. But other times you'll replace the fuse and the game will just work. So with these older games, definitely good to have a spare set of fuses on hand. All right, folks, those are the tools that I had to show you. As a pinball machine owner, do you need a giant tool chest full of tools? Absolutely not. The tools that I have on the table here fit in a small tool bag and are all you need 99% of the time. Now, I'd love to hear from you, though. Do you have any favorite tools that I did not mention? Please let us know. Otherwise, that's going to do it for the video, folks. Hope you found this useful. Join me again next time for more pinball here on Alpha Bravo Pinball. And in the meantime, go play some pinball. Good night, everyone.